fridge has to sit there for like another 10-15 minutes. And once it sits there, we move it and plug it in.
It has to sit there for another 10-15 minutes because, Daddy, it has to sit there for another 10-15 minutes because that's how long you left it laying down.
Yeah, there's a stuff in there called Freon. It's in the air conditioner in my truck too. Alright, now it's supposed to sit flat, right? So if you have something leaned on the side, for however long it leaned on the side, it has to sit straight up so it sits flat. So all that stuff drains back down in. So once it does that, then we could plug it in and start using it. Yeah, we have to get a plumber to come in. I have to call, or Mommy has to call tomorrow.
And maybe he'll do it one day while we're in school. If they call today. I was just excited to get a new fridge.
Even from year to year. Our prices are clearly marked as well and can be viewed on our website at equestria.com. The original mattress factory. Thoughtfully made, honestly priced.
It's time for the Neil Huntington Show. Every Sunday on the Pirates Baseball Network. For all Pirates updates, breaking news, and information, as well as chances to win unique prizes. Follow the Pirates on Twitter at Pirates. And Pirates to Snapchat. Like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Pirates. And on Instagram at Pittsburgh Pirates. Find out more at PittsburghPirates.com/connect. It's the Neil Huntington Show. Every Sunday on the Pirates Radio Network.
Good afternoon and welcome to PNC Park. Mother's Day 2018, and the Pirates are rolling. The Bucks have won 5 in a row, 6 of their last 7, 11 of their last 16, and there's a tie atop the National League Central Division. The Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals both a half game up on the Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. Greg Brown with you, joined by the Pirates general manager Neil Huntington today. Ivan Nova for the Pirates against the Giants and Derek Holland. And first, these special days, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and others, we ask you toward the end of the program to speak a little bit about your folks. Let's start it at the beginning here, because baseball commemorates each Mother's Day with the Going to Bat Against Breast Cancer program. It was launched in 2006, raising awareness and funds for research toward fighting against breast cancer. And we'll see teams throughout Major League Baseball, players wearing specially designed caps and hoodies and the like, pink ribbons, the pink badge, batting gloves. So with that in mind, tell us about your mom and how special she has been in your life.
Well, I'm so fortunate that I have 2 parents that were the consummate role models, and I work every day back in my wife was a phenomenal person in her own right, and a great mom from my life. We work every day to represent to our kids what they represent to me as a young man and to my brothers. And we count our
And that's when they think they're opening crab apple.
I've had great parents, and we count our blessings every day. We try to live to be great parents for our kids. And as you talk about breast cancer, I have an aunt right now who's in the middle of a tremendous battle with breast cancer, trying to get healthy and going through all of those very, very challenging processes to try to get back to health, or as best health as she's going to have. Well, we wish her obviously the best prayers and thoughts, and again, it's a special day throughout Major League Baseball. And
June 1st is
raise awareness
Nope,
for
May 31st.
cancer research, and it's the Pirates and the San Francisco Giants
even
concluding
closer.
this series. The homestand will continue on Tuesday, and a lot on the table.
June
here,
21st is the first day of
for
summer.
you regarding the Pirates. Don't know where to begin, but we'll start at the beginning with who's leading off today. Francisco Cervelli. Clint Hurdle talked about giving it some thought. How did he and you and the organization come to the determination that the Pirates catcher would, for the first time in his career, lead off? Well, he's swinging the bat so well, and we talked about the challenges. We've moved Jordy up in the lineup, or Clint's moved Jordy up in the lineup before, but hitting 8th is its own recipe for success, and Jordy's become so comfortable there and so good in that spot. So now you start to look at, okay, how do we get some hitters on base? How do we get guys on base? And that's kind of the modern definition of the leadoff hitter, is get on base. And Cervelli's been driving the ball and driving balls for extra base hits. So he's not only getting on, but he's also driving runs in. And it was an opportunity to get some guys on in front. Jose Osuna, put him in the 2-hole and get
some guys on base in front of our run producers and see if we can score some runs quickly here and get Survey an extra bat because he's swinging the bat just so well.
Now, this is against a left-hander, Derek Holland. Let's just say Cervelli goes out there and is on base 4 times. Would you be intrigued with the idea of maybe keeping him atop the lineup even against the right-hander?
Well, on the positive front, Josh Harrison is getting closer to a return, so hopefully Josh will be able to plug back in there and not go through what so many guys go through, is that early struggle after returning from an extended absence, and we're close to getting him out into game activity sometime this week. He's been full baseball. He's hit off coaches. He's hit off velocity machine. He's hit breaking ball off machine, so he's getting closer, and we're looking forward to that. Hopefully he will be able to plug back in there quickly enough, or we can get Adam Frazier to do the things Adam does so well, to plug in at the top of that lineup, and we can keep Survey in that spot that he's been so productive. But given the mixing and matching, Clint and the staff thought this was a good opportunity to give Survey a chance to get an extra bat and score some runs as well as drive some in.
So this is really short term, then. This isn't, you're not considering this a long term. And then I want to ask you about any concern at all that a catcher, because Jason Kendall did it for a long time, and I know how you watch closely in your staff the wear and tear of each player and the grind of a long baseball season, but with a catcher leading off, what that does to his energy level.
It's a lot to ask, especially he's going to go out and catch the first inning, and he's the first hitter coming off the field, so that there's that transition time and he has to do it during the course of the season, during the course of a regular game. He may be the first hitter up in the 5th inning or the 6th inning or what have you, but to have to do it to start the day, it is a challenge, and that's where I think this is more of okay, who's in the lineup today? Who puts our best lineup on the field today? And that's where this came from. Now, if this becomes a longer-term thing, it's something we'll have to talk about. I know Clint's really enjoyed the stability of the lineup this year, and this is really the first significant alteration of the lineup. But he felt for today, this was our best lineup to roll out there.
Yeah, this is, and I asked him this the other day, when he gives somebody a rest, he doesn't rearrange the lineup. It is basically 1 through 8. If you're the left fielder and you're replacing Corey Dickerson, and Dickerson bats 5th, well, you're going to hit 5th too.
And that's a testament to the depth of and the quality of the guys that are playing in a reserve role right now. I mean, Sean Rodriguez has hit left-handers, so Sean earlier this year had jumped in and he would bat leadoff when he was replacing Adam Frazier, or when David Freese jumped in. David actually hit higher in the lineup than Colin did, but Clint's been trying to split the left-handers so that somebody couldn't just come in and barrel roll the 3 or 4 left-handed hitters in a row, or a couple left-handers with a right-handed switch hitter that's better from the left than the right. So that's where he does make some, but again, it speaks to David Freese, it speaks to Elias Diaz, it speaks to the quality of the reserves, that when somebody steps in, they're stepping into that same basic spot.
Neil, what were Cervelli's thoughts when he was told he was going to lead off?
From what I understand, he said, fine, okay.
Probably excited. Most guys like the change, right? Long season, a little different look.
Absolutely, and Survey's swinging the bat and playing so well right now that I'm sure the opportunity to get out there a little bit more and to have one more opportunity will be something that he's in favor of.
Now, how much of a concern is it that Cervelli is playing as much as he is? Because that was the big deal going into this spring training. We've talked about this a couple of times on your show, that he's stubborn because he feels so good, he wants to play, and it's almost a battle to get him out of that lineup. But Elias Diaz is also hitting, and you don't want him to sit too much.
You know, and these off days, the frequency of the off days we've had in the last 3 weeks has played a role in Francisco being able to be out there basically every day except the one-day game. We're about to enter a stretch where, if I remember correctly, I think it's 13 with an off day, 9 with an off day, and then maybe 13
so
again before we get to the next off day. So we're going to play a lot of baseball in the next month or so, and it's going to be against very good teams. So it will be important for Survey to stay strong by getting a day here and there, and also to keep Elias as sharp as he's been and as strong as he's been so far. So you may see Elias in the lineup more frequently. It has nothing to do with Cervelli. It has to do with the frequency of games that we're playing.
With that in mind, now Jamison Tyone had to leave the game early with pitching well. 3 innings of 1 hit, shutout ball, 5 strikeouts, finger laceration of the right hand. Probably going to miss a start, correct?
We're working through that. He felt better yesterday. We were going to see how he felt today. If it was continuing to heal, play catch, see how it feels, but we always want to err on the side of conservatism. If there's a chance this could get worse and make it a multi-start situation, we would much rather just skip the one if need be.
What would the team's options be, though, if Tyon could not start, Neil?
Well, Steve Brault could come back out and make a spot start. We could alter Nick Kingham. If Tyon were to go on the DL, we can get Kingham back before the end of his 10 days. But we'd be looking at 2 starts here. We obviously need a starter on the 19th. We would need a starter on the 16th, and we could move some things around. Joe Musgrove, we threw the ball so well last night with 5 2/3 perfect innings, 79 pitches. He actually extended into the 6th inning, because we were trying to get him to 80 pitches, and he was supposed to go 5 80, and he went 5 2/3 and 79. Our strong preference would be to get him 6 100 in AAA before asking him to come back out and compete at the major league level. But he does sit as an alternative if we needed somebody for that start on the 19th. So we've got some really good internal options between Brault, Kingham, and Musgrove, and/or again, depending upon how we work around an off day, we could split a day with Glass now getting an extended outing again. But we'll see where Jameson is and how we want to go from there as we have conversations that are actually ongoing now, and then we'll have more after the game today, and perhaps even as late as tomorrow morning.
I know we've talked about this in the past with a veteran like A.J. Burnett, who at times would refuse an assignment, and this goes to the question about a guy like Musgrove, who isn't a veteran yet, but has certainly big league experience. He's anxious to get back out there and pitch. How much of a say would he have in whether he would make another start in AAA or his next start be in the big leagues?
Well, I think Clint and I are entering our 8th season, and I believe just twice have we had a starter come back that hasn't thrown 6 100 in the minor leagues somewhere, and I think AJ was one of them. I'm trying to remember who the other one was. It might have been Liriano. So it was 2 veterans. It has been a standard for us, and we just feel it's important to get that starter back to 100 pitches so that we're not asking him to go to 100 pitches for the season, the first time in a major league game, or the first time coming back off injury in a major league game, because that is a big step up. 100 pitches in AAA is very different than 100 pitches at the big league level.
How about the no-hitter last night for him, though? He was tremendous, I guess.
He was. The fastball sat 93, 94, topped at 97. He used his breaking balls very well. He used his off-speed pitches very well. Was aggressive in the zone. Got some weak contact. A lot of uncomfortable at bats, and very, very good sign on the heels of the
trying to bring it in,
where he went like 4 innings and 34 pitches. So again, very positive signs from Joe as he's working his way back, and we're looking forward to getting him back in this rotation.
We will continue with Neil Huntington, the Pirates general manager, with us, the Bucks and Giants, on a Kids Sunday on Mother's Day on the Pirates Baseball Network.
Star Wars Night strikes back at PNC Park on Friday, May 18th. The San Diego Padres visit from the dark side to take on the Pirates at 7:05. Watch the Pirates use their force against the Padres, and then stay after the game for a San Belly fireworks show. Time to the music of Star Wars, and presented by 84 Lumber. Watch the Buccos and the Padres on Star Wars Night, Friday, May 18th at 7:05. Go to pirates.com for tickets.
Last season, Jameson Tyon was diagnosed with testicular cancer. So we looked to a team of cancer specialists at Allegheny Health Network. Just 5 weeks later, he celebrated a sweet victory alongside so many other survivors in Western PA. Because when you play together, you win together. Seeing the same doctors the pros do is living proof. The official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates is Allegheny Health Network. To schedule an appointment, call 412-DOCTORS.
Introducing the all-new Lexus RX 350L, designed for room. Room for a power-folding third row. Room for up to 7. And room...
Abby, can I see the Powerade?
The 3-row RXL. It's the RX with room for more. Experience the innovative RXL and RXL Hybrid. See Lexus of North Hills and Rorick Lexus.
RX 450HL arriving spring 2018.
We welcome you back to PNC Park. Pirates Giants today. Ivan Nova against Derek Holland. We'll have the action for you right here, of course, on Kids Sunday. We invite you to come on down. See the Red Hot Bucks tied for first atop the National League Central Division. We'll ask Neil Huntington about that coming up in a little bit. But
I also want to ask you about another topic of discussion in Clint Hurdle's office, and I think you and I touched on it on your show last Sunday. It is sensitive because George Conto is a veteran, a former Giant to help the team, the Pirates, when he picked him up last year, and at the beginning of this season, he's been the 8th inning guy, but he has struggled, and Clint did not want to come out and say anything because he had not yet spoken to George Contos, but it sounded like perhaps there might be an opportunity to have him take a step back, at least for the time being, and give somebody else a shot at that 8th inning. So where does the situation stand?
George did a really nice job for us for 2 months last year. Handful of outings here recently. I think overall he's been scoreless in 13 of his 19 outings. But I think 4 of his last 5 or 3 of his last 5, he's given up a run. It's a challenge, and you don't want to, I think we talked last week, you don't want to abandon a young starter too soon. You also don't want to abandon a high leverage reliever too soon. But there is a time and a place, and Clint and Ray and you will put their heads together and decide if now is that time to give a guy a little bit of a reprieve. And Michael Feliz, he gave up a run last night. It's just the 3rd time in his 18 outings that he's given up a run. When you bookend that, opening day was one of them, and last night, so we had a really good stretch in between there. Some of our other young pitchers are starting to step up and do some good things out of that bullpen, and it's up to me and us in the front office to give Clint as many options as he feels comfortable with at the back end of a game to try to lock down a win, because those are the games that you feel like you have to absolutely win, and you want to get the ball to Vasquez in a winning situation, and we'll continue to try to give Clint as many options as he feels comfortable as we can.
He bristles when I ask him this, and I understand it, because I know the media wants to jump on these things right away, and I'm guilty when a guy starts performing well in a short sample size, but it is hard not to think about Richard Rodriguez and what he has done. And then I wonder about a guy like that, because he's a different look, and you like that too. And so is it too soon, even now, to think that Richard Rodriguez could play a higher level role for the Pirates bullpen?
Well, he is certainly opening eyes with what he's done, and part of the reasons we got him was we liked how his fastball played. We liked it doesn't have an elite spin rate, but there's components of it that make it play above the spin rate in terms of the ability to get swings and misses, not only at the top of the zone, but elsewhere in the zone. The breaking ball has played pretty well for him, but there is also still the
Powerade. And don't drop the cake. So if you can't do it, come back and get the Powerade.
Jesse! I'm coming.